Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MTG Place podcast, your place for all things magic. With me today is Josh. How's it going, Josh?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, so we got it's been a little bit since we did a podcast. We've been busy.
Holiday season was a lot.
Yeah, a lot of the holiday season, and people were sick and not sick and all sorts of stuff. But we're back. We're going to talk about the 2024 year in review today. But before we do, this show is sponsored by you guys. That is, you can sign up right over there on the Patreon. We have different tier levels. You can play Commander games with us, all sorts of cool stuff over there. And if you want to pick up any cards on today's show that we talk about or anything, you could do so using our TCG Player affiliate link in the show notes. You can also find all that stuff on mtgplace.net. All right, so I got a game for you here before we get into the main topic. I went through all the sets that came out this year. Okay. What do you think the top 5 most expensive cards are that came out this year?
This year? Oh,
yeah,
man.
Or last year, 2024, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Are they any of them reprints, or are we talking about new cards?
All new cards, and I'm not counting special versions. Like, it's just new cards.
All the Bloomborough special version cards are going to be nuts.
Yeah, none of that. It's just like the base, standard card, level card.
Oculus is definitely one of them. Appearance Oculus.
That's number 5. Yep.
Number 5?
$40.
There's more expensive cards.
Yeah.
Since you said $40, then that leaves out all of the Surveil lands. The Surveil lands are like $20 from Murders of Karlov. Wow. Oculus is the cheapest out of the top 5.
Well, it's tied with the 4th place one, but yeah.
I didn't really check prices. That's why this is hard.
Well, just what are really good cards? I mean, you play standard. What do you see all the time? Like
Fountain Port isn't that expensive. The World Tree, or what is that tree one? The Gaia's Cradle in Bloomborough.
Yeah, that's only 22. That's a 3-tree city.
Oh, okay. So it's not on the list.
Yeah. It was in Duskmorn, if that helps. It's the number 4 one.
The number 4 one is in Duskmorn.
Yeah.
Screaming Nemesis isn't that expensive. Let's go Screaming Nemesis.
It's not Screaming Nemesis.
No. Jeez. Duskmorn. What's expensive in Duskmorn? Any of the Overlords. Let's go with the white Overlord of Mist Morrows.
It's the black Overlord.
It's the black one? That one's expensive?
$40.
That must be modern then.
Yeah.
It's not played in standard at all.
And then number 3. So that was number 4. So now see if you know 3, 2, or 1.
Yeah, man. I don't know. But okay, Modern Horizons 3 had new cards.
Yep. Yeah,
so Oscillate Pride.
Yeah, that's number 2 at $44.
Number 2. Okay. Yep. Okay, they're definitely going to be MH3. Flage is probably up there. Flage?
Not in the top 5.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I think Flage and Ulamog are like 30-ish.
Okay. Modern Horizons 3 had Ajani.
Yeah,
Ajani's play.
Not in there.
Okay,
let's see. The number 3 one, I want to say is Bloomborough? Or no, it's Outlaws, I think.
Yeah, wait, Outlaws. There's an Mr. Bill.
Yeah,
Bristly Bill.
Yeah,
he's
expensive. Number 3. He's at 42. All right, and the last card you're missing is the number 1, which was in Murders of Karlov Manor, the first set of the year.
Murders of Karlov Manor. All I opened that for was the Surveil lands. It's expensive.
I believe that's what it was in.
Okay.
I can double check. No, it was not in that, actually.
Okay, right. All you want is surveillance. We'll get to that when we
What the hell set was it? Was it?
Is that Jumpstart? Is that I know that Squid is like going crazy right now.
Yeah, it's not. It's from Jumpstart. What the hell set was this in? What the heck? Maybe it was
So is it
Modern
this?
Horizons 3. Oh yeah, it was Modern Horizons 3.
Okay, it's another one.
Why did I think that this was in Karlov Manor? Whatever.
um, I I don't know.
It's
I
a
give up.
planeswalker that's not a planeswalker.
Tameo.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Yes, Tameo.
$46.
Wow. I bought mine early, so I didn't experience that big oof. That's good. It's good to know.
All right, so we had a decent year. We had some cool sets. Less sets than I thought we had. For some reason, it felt like there was more, even though there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess there was 12.
Yeah, and even Wizards has stated that 2025 they're going to have 3 less
Yep.
sets than they
Which
had
will
this
be a
year.
little nice because it was a little chaotic at the beginning, and then towards the end,
Yeah.
it was like just waiting. Like, because we still have till like next week till
I
April.
mean, they trained us into like just having all these sets over and over and over
Yeah.
again. Now we're just not used to it.
All right. So the first one was Ravnica Remastered. How did we like that set? That was in January.
I love remastered sets personally. Give me that old frame, old border frame. I'm all over it. I think people were not hot on it right away. Everyone was like, "Ooh, yeah, Shocklands, you should get it." And then they just ended up being really cheap, and everyone was just kind of dumping it. But if you look at prices now, like it's pretty highly coveted now. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, there was good stuff in here, and it's out of print." So I don't know. I'm a big fan.
Then we had. So, what would you rate that set? Like on the scale of 8.5.
Me, I for remastered sets, they got to be up there. Like I want to say 10, but probably it was like an 8.5.
So is that like a B?
Yeah,
So
yeah, you could say it's a B.
I'd
What
probably give it
else?
that too, just because I feel like it was too close to the murders coming out. The schedule was too packed, and people were just like, "All right, I'm just going to skip this because I want to get the new standard set." Or some people were like, "I'm only going to get this and not deal with the new standard set." So then we had the next set, which was Murders at Karlov Manor, and they're having the Clue edition at the same time.
Mm,
And Karlov Manor was at the GP in Chicago.
yeah, where we were at.
Yeah.
So that does have a special place for us.
It was definitely fun. As a set, I think it was just okay. I mean, the
Yeah,
whole like the clues coming back was fine, but the whole like there was a manifest or not manifest. Detectives. What were they? The face down with Ward.
yeah. I'm trying to think.
What was
It
that
was
called? I
it
don't
was
even
just a form
remember.
of manifest. Yeah,
Yeah, a form of morph, basically.
morph. Yeah,
Yeah, or
cloak.
whatever.
No,
Cloak. Yeah, yeah. I
was
think it
it
was
cloak?
cloak, wasn't it? I think it was,
'Cause I'm thinking
or
of
disguise or something,
the close disguise. Yeah, gosh,
something like that.
something like that.
Anyway, so that said, I think I'd probably also give that a B. Like it was fine, but it didn't feel like Ravnica to me.
Yeah,
Like it was kind of just like a haunted house thing.
it was Clue, and
Yeah,
when they released Clue at the same time, I just kept like thinking about it being Clue.
yeah.
Like the arena board too that came with it had like all of the Clue stuff around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's the wrench and there's the pipe, and
And the Clue game was actually not that bad. We actually played that and recorded that for it's on YouTube
yeah,
if you guys
it's
haven't
on our
seen it.
YouTube. That's a great. That was great. I can't believe you did spoilers, I guess, but you sneaking away after I should have had it. I should have had it. That was fun. That was actually I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. There were some cool cards in there too. Um,
Headliner Scarlet was a
Yeah.
crazy card for.
And like they all came with like one of the like fancy shock glands, right?
Did the
Is it the
clue?
box topper for the clue? I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah, yep.
Then we had, and so like I don't know. In general, I think those are both like B's ish. Then we had the Fallout Commander, which I really did like. Fallout Commander decks. What'd you think of those?
They have with these like universes beyond like what they kind of did. Same with Doctor Who is that they push them. There's so much power level in this. Also, same with um what we're talking about, Fallout Commander decks. There's so much power level. I'm a big fan of Mothman personally. If I just like the Cryptid.
Yeah.
But even like the who were you playing? You weren't playing Doctor House. Was Doctor House like your secondary?
Yeah, he was the secondary commander,
Yeah.
I think.
He's been blowing up in like popularity and like a very good card. Caesar was
That
your
was
main.
that was another one. We did the pre-con battle and we recorded that. You can watch that on YouTube as well. But yeah, I really liked the decks. Like, I mean, as far as commander decks, like it was on the level of the Warhammer. So like I'd give that an A for commander pre-cons, I guess, even though they were a little pushed.
Push. Same with Warhammer. Yeah, these universes beyonds, they're just pushing. I don't know. I think if they were perfectly on theme, like I like Fallout, but I don't love Fallout. Like, so it's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Final Fantasy this year because I love Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's just how Universes Beyond's just going to be. It's just like it's going to be hit or miss for most people, but now they're like really sinking their teeth in that Universes Beyond are going to be standard legal now. Morrow just said,
that's going to be weird.
well, Mark Rosewater just said, like, well, they're selling like hotcakes. Like, they're the most bought in cards out of all time records. So they're like, we're going to do this. Like, there's no stopping it. So.
Yeah, so we had the Follow Commander decks were good. And then we had Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which
Outlaws of Thunder
as a set, it played out fine.
Yeah,
mechanically it was fine, but
Limited
the gimmick
was cool.
the gimmick was kind of just like too gimmicky. It was like everybody's in the Old West and they have a cowboy hat on. Like what?
Put a cowboy hat on Jace.
Like it's like let's just put a cowboy hat on Tamio or not Tamio. What was it? Oko. Like and make him have a 6-pack.
All of the cards that are like easy givens is like this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Like let's make that a thing. Like what else kind of we can shoe in? Which is a good card in standard, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd still give that like the limited was great. It was kind of gimmicky. Yeah. It's probably like a B-ish.
You know? I did really like the limited.
Like it wasn't a flop. It was pretty good. You know.
I like Saddle because they're vehicles, but they can attack on their own. That's I think is great. Even though now we're going to go back to vehicles with Aether Drift.
Well, there's Saddle. There's mounts in the Aether Drift too.
Yeah, I think it's green, white are going to be mounts. Green, white, red. Probably Naya. They're more creature centric.
So yeah, and then we had Modern Horizons 3, which was probably an all-timer. That was pretty good.
A little too good?
Probably. Was it
a little too good? A little pushed?
It was pushed for sure.
A little Ajani, Ocelot Pry.
Yeah.
Lage. I mean, we don't play modern.
Plus you had what was the in limited, the guy that just made tokens immediately, and you're like, oh geez.
That was Ocelot Pride. But Phalia.
No, the common that made 2 tokens right off the bat.
Common that made 2
made 2 like scions on summon.
Oh, Crystalline.
Yeah. The Chrysalisk.
That card is destroying Popper. By the way, if you're like, I saw a Popper list the other day of like a modern blue list, but they're splashing for Chrysalis, so they're red, green, blue, but they're literally just splashing red, green for Chrysalis. It's like, what is happening right now? Like that's what I'm saying. It's a little pushed. We don't play modern, but I see it in Popper. But I hear modern players like saying that it's just Modern Horizons 3 limited, basically.
Yeah,
they're just shoehorning these OP cards. and you have to play with the Modern Horizons cards, or else you're going to fall behind. So, I mean, I like it as a Commander player. Primarily, I get cool cards that I can actually put in my decks, but
Right.
I don't know if it's healthy for other formats.
It was a fun limited environment
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely played a lot of that too. Limited was cool.
Then what I think was the flop of the year was next is Assassin's Creed. Like I think that was like an F. Like they came in those like 8 card packs or something, and it was just garbage.
Yeah, they
Like
weren't
beyond
commander
boosters, you
decks.
couldn't draft it. They weren't commander decks. They were just like packs of cards that you can't do anything with.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if this was in the pipeline for because
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
like
it was.
2 years ahead, but it's in the pipeline where at the time the aftermath packs were going
Mm-hmm.
to be a thing. Yeah, that
And
makes
those were
total
horrible
sense
too. Yeah.
because everyone hated that.
And
That
so
was
they tried to make it a little
just
bit better. They made them up to 8 cards or something instead of 6. But
yeah, because Outlaws of Thunder Junction, just 2 sets behind this, was supposed to have. I mean, whatever the vault was supposed to be like an aftermath, it was only supposed to be aftermath cards, but they were like, oh, we'll just put it in
put
the
it,
set.
yeah, put it in the set.
Call it the vault. So that makes a lot of sense. Assassin's Creed was probably aftermath, which is kind
There's
of
a couple
weird.
cards in there that people want now, so people are trying to go buy packs. But
Ezio is just a 5-color commander that is good. You know, if you
yeah,
want to, it's like the king, the returned king. It's like, all right, I'm just want 5 colors. This guy's pretty decent. But it's weird that like our society in America, we like tons of commons and stuff. If you look at like places in Japan, their packs are like 4, 6 cards all the time. It's just like aftermath. So I think they were testing their waters from like Japan style of
mm,
packs, and America's just we don't like that.
right.
We want our commons. But it's
Um,
like you can't even play limited with it. You can't do anything. The full art lands from it was pretty cool. I did like those. I think that's all I've seen from them. It's like
I mean, I have a couple of them, like because I had a few packs, but
I think they
I
were
think it's just like a mediocre set, like in general. Like so, that's like an F in my
yeah.
opinion.
If they made it commander decks, or if they made it a
Like
full
if it's not a commander deck or a full draftable set, well,
yeah
in my opinion, don't even bother with it.
yeah yeah
Like,
definitely
um, then we had Bloomborough, which was kind of a refresh, and it was kind of back to simpler Magic. It was good for new drafters. You could just say draft the same creature type.
yeah. I really appreciated that. It was just also a whole fresh take on like an actual new plane that you can actually dig your teeth into and like new stuff. I appreciated that it was simple, but I guess over a month or so of just playing it, it's like, well, I know
Yeah,
I
by
got
the
to
end
just,
of it, I did get super bored. I was just like, okay, I
yeah,
draft rabbits, and
yeah.
rabbits does
It's like,
this.
did
I
I get
draft
all the rabbits
frogs.
I got? No.
Yeah, and it was like then you were
Did I
just
get
like
all the
forcing
frogs?
frogs because that's the only one you could do interaction with, really. Like,
So over time, if you're just grinding that, it's gets to be a little bit, but I think they do need to do that maybe like once a year, at once every 2 years, just a nice reset of typal, good old fashioned magic. So, I mean, there was some busted cards too, and they've been doing. I think that was the start of like these highly coveted, super shiny, rare stuff that you can collect. Like you want the 8 gold plated rabbit and bird or
yeah,
whatever, because all these next sets have this certain Japanese foiling that you want to get.
yeah,
So they kind of like I don't know if they hit the hammer on the nail, like they got it perfect, but like lots of people love opening up those stuff. So they sell a lot more packs and they get whales to really try to
yeah.
crack and get those certain cards, which in the end makes it for us players like cheaper normal cards to get. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing.
The main thing is just like the artwork changes where
Mm-hmm.
it used to be you see a card and it's always the same
You
artwork, and
know
you're
it's a
like, okay,
card.
I
Yeah.
know that's what it is. But now it's like you got to remember the name because like You
Yeah.
see it, you're like, wait, oh, it's just a different art that I haven't seen, but I know what the card is. Like,
Yeah. And if we're talking about like we got to read the card too, you can't even like read the card anymore. Like those special frame stuffs,
right.
they don't have
Sometimes
reminder
it's
text of what
hard.
it is.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's hard to read what the hell the
You
text
gotta you
is,
gotta
or it
look it
doesn't
up
even
on your
have it.
phone.
Yeah.
What is this card right now? I don't know what it
But
does.
I mean, in general, think I'd give Bloomberg like a B, maybe a B plus. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think it was necessary, and like I said, it's going to be necessary once a year or 2 years for those kind of like soft resets. And
Um, then for one of the Magic Cons in a box, you could get Mystery Booster 2. You can also get it again this year if you get them, the Festival in a boxes. But so Mystery Booster 2, technically you could have got it as early as August last year. I played it once. It was good. There's a lot of cool reprints in it. I like the feature site bordered cards. It's fun to draft.
yeah, the future sight cards were super, super cool. And they also, now the chase is getting a foil one of them, like a foil Urza. Crazy prices. Um, they've reprinted Lotus Petal, but in a mystery booster, so there's like thousands of cards.
Yeah.
It's not that's not a good reprint. I want that card. I don't know. I think it was I like mystery boosters. It was just, them saying it's only collectible at cons was kind of a huge
Right. Or
deal.
buy the Festival in a box. Yeah.
I think we were talking about this a while back, but like I think in like 2 years they're finally going to be like, all right, you got it at your cons, the people wanted it, now we can just put it in
Yeah,
shelves.
I mean, because
Hopefully.
they had a convention edition and a retail edition of the first one. So
Mm-hmm. I mean, around this time too, if we want to talk about the year in review, I think we can't skip over the Commander bans and
oh yeah,
Wizards taking over Commander.
yeah. I mean, it's weird that Wizards didn't have control of their own most
That
popular
was,
format anyway.
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
feeling that they're going to come back and be like, "Here, you could play with whatever you want and just have the Rule Zero conversation." But we'll see.
So actually, I mean, by the time this episode's out, they're going to have a big announcement right before this MagicCon in
Oh, okay.
Chicago. Announcement tomorrow, I believe. Well, Thursday, I think if you're watching this. So we'll see what they talk about for Commander because there's a big panel for it.
Well, hopefully it's good news. Hopefully they unban some stuff. We'll see. I guess they could just leave it how it is, but
I think they're just going to go over what the point system is.
yeah, they could just make it like Canadian Highlander where you get points or whatever.
Yeah. If you saw that rough draft of point system, it's like if you run an Armageddon, you get 4 points, which is maximum. And then if you run like a basic land or I don't know, a tapped land, it's a 1-pointer. Like, so then you can say my deck is like 200 points. Can I play somebody with 200 more points? I don't know. I don't think it's going to help. I think it's going to make more confusion and infighting, but
yeah.
we'll see what happens. I mean, RIP Sheldon. So that's just how it is. Wizard has control over it all.
All right. Then we had Duskmorn, the House of Horror, which people are calling one of the limited all stars, like they're calling it an all timer.
Banger.
I did have fun. It was very complicated, so people that play Magic a ton tend to like that set because there's a lot of stuff you can do in there.
Yeah. Unlike Bloomborough, people got into Bloomborough and then saw Duskmorn. Oh no!
yeah.
But honestly, really good set. I mean, it didn't seem pushed at the time it was released, but playing standard now, there's so many Duskmorn cards. They're so good. A lot of them are just so good. That I don't know. It was a good set. It was definitely a sleeper, I think, but man, Duskmorn wasn't. I think I was put off because it's like, okay, we just had Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Okay, we just had Murders of Karloff Manor. Like these gimmick sets.
Yeah.
This is horror gimmick, actual everything, not like Innistrad horror where it's like,
Right.
okay, you're actually doing like a plane or something. This is just like, oh, we like movies, horror movies. But it honestly like grew on me because then I actually read the story And there is a good story in Dustmorn, like the whole house being alive and everybody going in the team. It's good. I enjoyed it. If you like the story, you should check it out.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd probably give that set an A. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Then we had Foundations, which everyone was like, "Oh, it's basically a core set. It's going to be legal and standard for 5 years." Blah blah blah. But
maybe 6.
it actually had a lot of replayability, even though it was kind of simple.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. That it just felt like magic. Like I got to play Sarah Angel and
Yeah, it definitely
win with
proved
it.
that as long as you hit the basics of limited, the limited format's going to be great. And control decks were viable. Like blue black was one of my favorite things to do in the set. Just draft that.
I think this is what kind of got me into standard is that just like all my old cards I can play with. My Llanowar Elves is in
Yeah,
standard. Let
it's
me play
standard
that.
again. Yeah,
My unsummons in standard. Let me play unsummon, dude.
right.
Like it was just like it felt like true magic to me, which is great, which is really good. So I'm hyped for that. Also, them saying that it's going to be standard legal for a long time. That's what also got me into it. I've been playing a lot of standard and been loving it. Like I think
Yeah, you
Foundation
took
is
what,
a good one.
fourth at RCQ, so you
Yep,
almost got
yep.
there.
4th place. We'll try again this weekend.
So yes, I liked Foundations. Lots of cards in the set. I liked the additions of stuff. So I mean, I'd probably give that an A as well.
Yeah.
And then we had the Jumpstart 2024, which I didn't really play that much other than on Arena like a little bit, but there's some cool cards in it, and they're all in the Arena Cube right now in the Cube online.
Okay. Yeah, I honestly kind of skimmed over it myself. I also didn't see it, but
It's a lot of just like reprints and stuff,
yeah, the
like
new
different
cards
different
though.
arts. Yeah,
They
new
always have
cards, different
like
arts.
5 or 10 new cards and they're always kind of pushed. Like we
Yeah,
got the
what
first
was
jumpstart was Allosaurus Shepherd.
yeah, there's like a Rico in this that I don't think existed before, and it's like when it enters, you make copy like X copies of something where X is I don't even remember what it is, but basically you make at least one copy of what some creature in play, and then it attacks with haste. And it's like, okay, that's busted.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, there's that. It's like an octopus or a squid that CEDH people are just like clamoring all over right now. Forget its name. How do I look up Jumpstart? I don't know. But yeah, usually like they try to put like hyped cards that are new so people like us would actually still open it.
yeah,
Which is a little I mean, they need to make their money, but it's like are they pushing the envelope a little bit too much again? I don't know.
I mean, we'll see, I guess, right? But I mean, so in general, I liked the last year of sets. I'm pumped for this year. I really hope Final Fantasy is more like the Lord of the Rings set, and it's just like perfect and it fits into the Magic lore, kind of. Because I mean, Lord of the Rings, it basically you can say Dungeons and Dragons and Magic's based on that. Like, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that part of like being the universes beyond really hits. It's everyone's kind of just mad at like the SpongeBob or
yeah, the
uh
weird ones that don't make much sense.
like everyone loved Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, great, fit that in. Like that was awesome. So Final Fantasy kind of fits the style of Magic, um, but like Walking Dead or something is just kind of out there. But I get it. Like once I get something that's not kind of Magic, but an IP that I really love, I'm probably just
Hmm.
going to be all over it.
Yeah,
So I can't really say much. Should we go over the 2025 set lists? Like we start
sure.
with Aether Drift.
What's gonna come out next year? Do you have the list?
Yeah, Aether Drift is our first one. We kind of saw most of the cards. We'll start going over spoilers of that, but this seems like another gimmick. Let's make a death race. Let's play Mad Max and drive these cars.
Yeah, I don't know how well the speed mechanic's going to work because so far it looks like getting max speed is taking 4 turns seems really slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It'll
I
be
mean, everyone
slow.
thought the same thing about the ring, and that was pretty good. So
They just spoiled. I mean, we'll get there, guys. But there's this one drop goblin that starts with max speed, or well, he starts with that mechanic, so you start at 1
yeah,
with it. It's a 2/1, and then you can pump it to give it like double strike and like pump it itself. It has menace. I don't know. It looks really good. So if that's your start opener, like you
yeah.
might get there. We'll see. I'm not a fan of vehicles. I don't know. I don't think they play that good. I play a lot of Vintage Cube, and I know Smuggler Copter is good and all, but I don't like it.
I mean, we'll see. I guess I think it's going to be a lot of vehicles, and they're either going to hit it, and the vehicles are going to be like really good, and it's going to work, or they're not, and it's just going to be like 0 cents to draft any of the vehicle or speed decks, and you're just going to be. I just want to streamline curve and just win.
It also seems
But
like a parasitical design, like you have to be all max speed stuff. Like, will it even impact standard or probably not even modern? Like, you need all the max
right,
speed cards to be good, or else it's not going to be good, and no one's
right.
going to even run one of the cards.
Unless they find some dumb combo like they did with the sticker goblin.
Stupid sticker combo. Yeah. Next, then I guess Tarkir Dragonstorm.
Well,
Going
that'll be
back to
fun if it's anything like Dragons of Tarkir.
yeah, so
Kind.
hopefully we get wedges again. Um, but that was before the dragons hit, where cons was wedges, and then after the dragons hit, then it was just 2-color pairings. So I don't know if they're going to do just 2-color pairings because dragons are already here, but I think everybody loved wedges, and that's what they think of when they think of Tarkir.
Hmm.
I doubt they're even putting in fetch lands either. So
I mean, who knows?
dragons are cool though. Dragons are cool. And
I
we
mean, they
got
did just reprint like half the fetches, didn't they?
yeah, they did
So they
in
could put
Modern
the other
Horizons.
half in there.
Yep, they could. That would be nice. Cause like what? Not Windswept Heath, but like yeah, the other ones are getting more expensive. It just always ups and downs
Hmm.
the scale. Final Fantasy we kind of talked about, but that's going to be standard legal.
That'll be awesome. I'll play it. As long as
Interesting.
Cloud and Sephiroth are awesome cards. Like,
Oh, they will be. They'll be pushed. They'll be pushed easily. There'll probably be like 3 cloud cards, to be
you
honest.
think so?
And Sephiroth will be like there will be a super serialized or like Japanese foil that you can get of Sephiroth. 100%.
I mean, because 7's one of my favorite games, and 10 as well. So if they have a lot of cool 10 characters, like
Okay. I was
Auron would be sweet.
I was more of a 9 or 8.
9 was good too.
It
I
was
mean,
kind
they
of
said they're going to cover all of them from like 1 to
yeah.
14 or something.
Yeah.
So or
Just
13.
give me Vivi, the little black mage. I'll be
Yeah, that's what I think the commons and uncommons are going to be. Just like black mage, white mage, just like the little guys.
give me one legendary Vivi. Like that would be my new commander. 100%. And then we got Edge of Eternities, which seems actually could be really hype.
What is that one about? Do you know?
Edge of Eternities is what Mark Rosewater kept saying, things we couldn't do, but now we can, is space opera. We're in space.
Okay.
That's Morrow. But Tezzeret's there, of course, because it's space, but
Yeah.
there's like one of the artwork is like a space whale, like this giant floating sky whale going through space. But what people are speculating is like the blind eternities are where Eldrazi came from, is
Okay.
from the blind eternities. So this set is called Edge of Eternities, and everybody's just like, are we going to the Eldrazi like plane? And that's where we're like seeing where Eldrazi were born from. And
That could be
so
cool.
that's where I'm thinking it would be cool. But if they just kind of do like Outlaws of Thunder Junction, we're in space type things, then I don't know. So then the final one that's announced, the other one's another Universes Beyond unannounced thing, but the final one's Marvel Spider-Man edition.
Yeah, so we're getting a whole Spider-Man set. They were just going
All
to combine Marvel, but now it's all Spider-Man. Then.
yeah, which
I do like Spider-Man, but I don't know if there's enough stuff to make a whole set of Spider-Man. Like,
have you heard of the Spider-Verse? There's
yeah,
unlimited Spider-Mans. There's Spider Pig. There's the Spider
Spider
Dude.
Pig. Come on. They put Spider Pig in the set. I'm gonna be like, really?
Oh my god. I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not a Marvel fan. I know. I'm sorry,
I
guys.
mean, I get there's like Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Miles
Yeah.
Morales, all of
How
them.
many Peter Parkers will there be though?
Right.
Ah, Peter Parker in jeans, Peter Parker in plaid, Peter. I'm pretty upset because I'm not a Marvel fan that they're going to definitely drag this out now. If it's just Spider-Man, it's not all Marvel. So now next year there's going to be X-Men, or next year there's going to be whatever
I mean, I could
Marvel
see
Batman.
X-Men, yeah, or like Avengers, or like they need to group it more than just
Yeah,
one hero. I
them
think.
saying Spider-Man, they're not going to group it.
Right.
There's going to be one a
I
year.
mean, I guess there's quite a few characters in Spider-Man, but it's like, okay, so we got what? Fucking Doc Ock and
Every villain,
all these
every
villains, yeah.
villain, the Lizard Man,
Yeah.
Sandman. It's going to be
Could be cool. I guess we'll see, but
the Green Goblin.
yeah.
They're 100% going to have one every single year now. They're not going to slow down on Marvel. Like, it's just every year we're going to have a Marvel set, and it's going to be standard legal. And you're
Well,
just
until they
going to.
run out. But
Has Marvel run out of stuff?
well, I mean, they're not gonna like take some nobody. Like they're not gonna do. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some nobody Marvel character. Like they're not gonna do like here's Jessica Jones. Like they're gonna do like the whole
Yeah.
Defenders if they do that with Daredevil and everyone. I would think.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little scared for it. I'm just not a Marvel fan, so I guess I'll play
I mean, I
Spider
prefer
Dude.
Marvel to DC movie wise and stuff and comic
Yeah.
wise. So
Yeah. For how much I like comics and stuff, I don't know. Disney ruined it for me, I guess. It was just these blockbuster hits.
yeah, now it's like overkill. Like it's like so much all the time.
Well, we kind of skipped over our segments.
Well, you want to do our segments here
Yeah,
at the end?
yeah, yeah. I got a jank combo here for you.
Okay.
Classic Hazel Brewmaster from Bloomborough Commander decks. You remember him? 3 in a black, menace, 3/4. When he enters or attacks, exile up to one target card from a graveyard and create a food token. Then foods you control have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Hazel Brewmaster. So this was, we already know, Devoted Druid, right? Unlimited mana. That was the main combo that everybody did. Devoted Druid. But did you know you can do Kiki Jiki? Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker has an activated ability. Tap, put a creature token into play that's a copy of a non-legendary creature you control. Then that token gains haste. Sacrifice it. So if Kiki's in your graveyard, you play Hazel, you exile Kiki, and then create a food token. Your food token now has create a copy of something. Tap the food token. You copy the Hazel Brewmaster. It's Hazel Brewmaster says exile up to one target card, so you don't need to exile anything, but all foods will now be Kiki Jikis. So then you create a new food, tap that food, make a new Hazel. Create a new food, tap that food, create a Hazel. All those Hazels have haste, and you swing out. So the Brewmaster can keep on brewing, man. We'll be back next week with him. No.
Jeez. Well, that's definitely a brew. Let's see. My crazy card this week is Floral Spasm. It's from Legends. It is 3 in a green for a 4 mana 2/2 elemental creature. And it says whenever it attacks and isn't blocked, you may destroy target artifact defending player controls. If you do, Floral Spasm assigns no combat damage this turn.
Yes.
So
This
old school way of, hey, if you don't block, because now it's like if you hit the player directly, you could destroy an artifact. This is like, no, It was unblocked. You could destroy it, but you don't get to assign damage.
You don't get assigned damage. The joke, though, from old school players will know about this, is you should read the normal text of this, right? All right, the normal text: if Floral Spasm attacks an opponent and is not blocked, then Floral Spasm may choose to destroy a target artifact under that opponent's control or deal no damage. So the funny thing is, everyone's like, the Floral Spasm gets to choose if it wants to do an artifact or not. Not you. Like, yeah, the Spasm may choose. So you get to ask the Floral. Do you want
the card
to destroy
tells you if you want to choose or not. You just pick up the card. What do you think? Should we blow it up?
What do you think? You get to decide. That's what you say.
Well, that's our show for today. Next, we'll be back with the
Aether Drift.
Aether Drift.
Yes,
cards. So if you want to pick up anything we talked about, you can pre-order Aether Drift. You can get any of the sets. Use our TCG Player affiliate link, which can be found in the show notes and on our website, mtgplace.net.
Yeah, you can help support us at patreon.com. We have different tiers of involvement to give you different perks. Also, we have our Discord if you want to just come hang out with us and talk with us. We would love to chat.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to be notified of all our videos and podcasts. We talked about some videos that you can find over on our YouTube channel, so please check that out. Thanks for listening, and bye, everybody.
Peace.